other rap music. When I realized this nigga was serious about not listening to other rappers, bro, was when he went to the award show with earphones on. Yo, I said, yo, this nigga's fucking insane, bro. Like, this nigga's out of his fucking mind.
Hey, man. That's what my man Wayne.
He went to an award show with fucking earphones on.
Nah, but wasn't he getting
That's why the big earphones
promo money for that though? Wasn't he was getting paid?
Bro, that's not the place to. But that's not the place to go with
promo at all times. What you talking about?
He didn't want to hear the bullshit that they was doing. Since he gonna listen to his shit all the time for me to go on. Nah, cool.
Niggas literally said Lil Wayne live in a bubble. They say he live in his own world. He don't listen to nobody. He's literally stay in the studio. We already had this conversation already. I mean, my man
we
in the
really
studio.
did have this conversation.
He in the studio. You get me?
Birdman got that nigga in the studio. Anyway, yeah, somebody went.
Speaking of that, they got a song out.
What's that?
Juvie and Birdman.
That shit probably came
What's
out
the
in
name of the
2006.
I don't know the name of it, but nah, it came out like
He recorded
2
2006.
weeks ago. It's garbage, but
Recorded in 2006.
Birdman.
Nah, they got actual like recent pictures of them actually together. I was surprised.
Oh, I think we recorded.
You know, we rocking.
I'm sorry.
We rocking. Christine, are you gonna do the honors?
Hi.
She forgot how this shit works.
It's been a while.
It's been a while.
Let's see. Hi, welcome to the Hdsncrw podcast. It's your girl Christina.
Just say Aguilera after that.
It's your girl Chrissy.
It's your boy Ra.
It's your boy Justice Falls Statham. You feel what I'm saying? Hey,
AKA Captain Champion.
Cap champion right now.
Hey man, listen man.
That boy 3-0 right now. Christina, you ain't low. You want to know? No trip.
Yo, niggas thought that we fell off, though we back at it. That's a fact.
We rocking.
We back rocking. All these sucking niggas that thought we was over. Yes again. We back rocking. Hey,
you get me? 6 weeks later. Ain't no 6 weeks, we still here.
Niggas know the SpongeBob meme.
Alright, I'm out.
I'm gonna head out.
Where they going? That shit like that? Oh, alright, cool. Nah, I'm straight.
Word.
Can we come?
Nigga, we just lost 3 viewers.
Yo, niggas wanna come hold the camera for us to really see how this shit works. I could definitely do it, man. You feel what I'm saying? At the end of the day.
We hiring.
You hiring?
Yeah, we hiring.
Yo, we definitely are hiring.
We
you know
hiring.
what I'm saying? That's a fact.
Pro bono.
Yo.
We get straight to it.
Can we start off by giving Nikki her flowers, though?
Can we?
I don't want to like.
Can we give Nikki her flowers, though?
Why she here?
She retired. So
why she here?
She retired.
I don't want to talk about it.
Flowers.
I want to talk about it. I really was mourning, you know.
You a barb, tell me how I feel. I'm a barb too, but I'm like a different type of.
It hurts because it's like I know she still have more content in her to put out.
I don't think so.
I think she do.
Look at
I think she do.
I think she do. You know, but I feel like right now her main focus is getting her family together. You know, like she want to start having kids and stuff. Like, I mean, she is getting of age. It's time for her to do it, you know. And I listened to her Queen Radio, and you know how she, like the last episode, I know she was talking about, you know, how they're getting married and everything very, very soon. So, you know, it's understandable why she wants to do this, but I don't think that she had to stop her career. But I mean, you know, as far as retiring, I feel like it's a little bit much, you know. It's okay to put it on pause, but
you think the critics getting to her? That's why she wanted to retire so early?
I don't know. Nicki Minaj is always the type of person that really don't care, though.
Nah, that's not true.
It's like
that's not true. Her whole album rollout was her caring.
She's human.
Even way after that, she called Travis Scott auto-tune man. You know what I'm saying? Who I want to apologize to later on, but
yeah,
you know what I'm saying? But she called him auto-tune man. She was in her feelings, like niggas selling merchandise. That's not. Yeah, she was in her feelings. You know what I'm saying? So don't tell me she don't give a fuck about what niggas say.
Okay, she cares, but I feel like that's not going to stop her flow, like her money flow. That's not what's going to stop her from putting her content out there. I feel like it's something deeper than that. It's not because of what people say, because people talk about her regardless all the time. Nicki Minaj has got so much backlash from many things, you know, over the years. But at the end of the day, I don't think that's what's going to stop her, like, for, you know, for her music career. Like,
I think it's just everything in general. Like, she's not the number one She's not the number one. What's her name now? You get what I'm saying?
Number one what?
Well, actually, she is. She's the number one female rapper to me. She's like top 10. You know what I'm saying? Like
number one what?
She's definitely number one, but she's not what the young generation want to listen to now.
Yeah, listen to Cardi B.
You know what I'm saying? They want to listen to Cardi B. They want to listen to Meg Thee Stallion. They want to listen to, you know what I'm saying, the City Girls. They want that type of shit. You know
Ratchet shit.
They don't have the coof. You know what I'm saying? They don't, you know what I'm saying? They don't want to listen to Nicki no more. Like, you get me?
Nicki
like,
is old now at this point.
At this point, you get
Nicki the
what I'm saying?
OG.
She's the OG. She's
grandfather.
She's
in.
like Little Kim.
She's like now when
like
she.
when
Yo, that's another.
Don't put them two in the same breath.
Yeah, no offense.
Another thing though,
but
niggas are saying that. Niggas are saying that Nicki Minaj is the second greatest female rapper of all time behind Lil Kim. I think she's the number one.
I think she's
the shit she contributed to, you get what I'm saying? Like the
Yeah.
stuff, like I think she's number one. To be honest with you.
Yeah, I think she's definitely number one.
I think she's number one. Like with the album sales and
I'm about to say
just records and you know just albums, like what she did, like the acting. It's a lot of shit. Like perfumes, like clothes. It's a lot of shit that Nicki did.
Because I'm about to say
Moscato.
Yeah.
Lyrically, there is somebody that actually challenged shit.
Who?
Rap City.
Yeah, but I'm thinking.
No, don't be wrong. Like them two, I would say like them two is like in two different categories.
Rap City, yeah.
Rap City, she barred.
She's nasty. I know. She's
I listened to
definitely
that album.
Yeah.
That album was fucking crazy.
Yeah.
It's probably one of the best female rap albums.
You're supposed to give Nicki her flowers.
Oh no, for sure. I'm just saying.
That nigga mad Nicki. Why you hate Nicki so much?
No, nobody said. First of all, I love Nicki. I just say it when it comes to bars.
So are you a bar? Would you consider yourself a bar?
Yeah, I would say that only because they're left by hanging in the tree. What I say, because if you play Nicki's song, I'm guaranteed to know.
That's a fact.
That's like, yo, we're part of the Beehive low key.
That's a fact.
You listen to that Homecoming album and realize you know every fucking song on that album? Who's that?
No,
I'm in there like
it's definitely high key.
Singing on like
Singing on high key. Voice. Can't even hit the note.
all the single. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? You know
I'm in the car like, what is this? But you know, I said like
Yeah.
that. So I'm definitely a part of the bar, like you want to say it. You know,
Yeah.
am I die hard? I ain't about to troll nobody's page. I ain't doing that.
I would.
So
I ain't gonna hold you. It's been a couple of times I was up there. I ain't gonna lie. I was trolling. I had to troll a little bit because when I go on Nicki Minaj's page and I see all this negativity, I be reporting people comments. I ain't gonna hold you.
She worse than this thing.
No, I do.
Man, sit outside, look through his window and call the cops. That's on the internet.
Call the cops on niggas.
I'm reporting all the comments.
If
I
I'm
don't
trying to
care.
get some sleep and
Don't be
niggas
talking
outside
about
3
Nicki.
o'clock in the morning trying to play loud music and shit like that, I'm calling the cops, nigga. What are you talking about? Fuck you out of here, nigga. I gotta work in the morning.
I gotta get up in like 2 hours.
Word, what's wrong with y'all niggas? Fucking on West Coast Productions. I gotta hear footsteps. Nigga blast that shit. You know what I'm saying?
I don't think they caught that. My mister at the West Coast Productions. If you know what that is, you a dirty man. They got the lotion and the napkin right there.
I think I know what lotion she had.
Yo! Oh, man. This Statham is wild, boy.
He wild. Did that teleport again.
Yo, man.
That shit loosened him right up.
Right up.
Yo, loosen this man ever been on this camera, boy?
Hey, man.
Shit flowing. Back to Nicki, though. We can't kick it off top of
Take
Nicki.
it off, Nicki, yo.
But would y'all say this? Because I feel like most women, when they are in a happy relationship, they do take a step back from everything else.
I disagree.
Why?
She has.
Cardi B
she has a record though. I mean, like literally, Nicki. Remember when Nicki started dating Meek? She went ghost for like 2 years. Then she came out of nowhere, dropped the album. Bro, she wasn't even posting. She didn't even post on Instagram.
Yeah, she ain't posting.
Half that time. And towards the end, she started posting.
She stopped posting on Instagram right before she put out her Queen album.
That's not, yeah.
Like after her and Meek broke up, she went ghost.
Mm-hmm.
And then she finally came out, you know, putting some stuff out. And then, she dropped the album. and then she came out with Queen Radio.
Yeah,
But arguably say, I think she's in a happy place now.
Yeah.
When you're in a happy place, sometimes that music is a little different.
See, I know y'all said Cardi B, but I think Cardi B at the time she couldn't stop everything at that moment.
I agree.
Because she was so big.
And
I think she was getting to that
She
point.
was getting to the point.
So much
She
behind
couldn't
her.
stop.
She's
Yeah,
climbing.
she
Yeah,
couldn't
And
stop.
actually, that actually pushed her up even further too with the
Right.
wedding and stuff like that. That pushed
Right.
her, like that catapulted her to stardom even more.
But
So I think that kind of helped her career. So
If-
Nicki's already established.
If we dig a little deeper into it, like she ain't talking about stopping. She don't want to do this shit no more. Like she don't want to
retired.
do this shit no more.
She's not interested in it no more.
She's not interested. She's done. You know what I'm saying? She's doing a whole tour like the past year and a half, telling me how much she write home raps and shit like that. You get what I'm saying? How all these bitches don't write their own raps, and in the way music is going nowadays, it's like it's getting back to the pen. Like if you think about it's getting back to the pen. Like niggas want to hear lyrics now.
That's it. That's
Yeah.
why you
So
see
for a
people
fact
like
somebody-
Rap City Matters now.
That's what I'm saying. So that's why it's kind of weird for me
She
for her
probably
to
feel
take
like
a
she ain't
step
got
away.
no competition no more.
Oh no,
I don't think that she got competition.
These chicks is out here rocking.
Yeah.
They
No,
rock.
I'm talking about lyrically.
Oh,
Megan
yeah,
rock.
Megan,
rock.
Megan.
They rock.
No, I'm saying, but still, that's still competition. No matter
Yeah,
what.
it's friendly competition.
Yeah.
That's like Quavo and Travis Scott.
Yeah.
Yeah, they the best of friends, but they understand like if Quavo dropped at the same time with Travis Scott,
Two niggas
gonna win.
Two niggas that nigga you better than. but yo, Rhapsody rocking, like you said, like rocking, spitting. You know what I'm saying? So it's like she do got competition. I don't think it's that.
But I'm
I think she's happy.
thinking like maybe that's how she feel. Like, you know, well, I don't need to do this shit no more. You know, I done did everything I did. Ain't nobody out here really writing their own shit like I am. You know,
I think it's a resurgence of people actually writing this shit now. That's what I'm saying. That's why it's getting back to the pen. Like the pen is starting to matter. Like all that. So when you start to hear mumble rap, niggas talking about something, you know, the pen starting to matter. It's like, oh
shit. When you get
You know what I'm
Thug put out an album, there's actually lyrics on it. That's when I started to
oh no,
understand.
Thug
like,
was always lyrical. Thug
I
always.
say now you hear the lyrics.
Thug was always
you
lyrical.
hear the lyrics.
Yeah, before he
Before
did,
you didn't you couldn't understand the lyrics.
He did
This new
mumble.
album, but I'm saying is like by saying the pen matters, it shows when now you can clearly hear Thugger actually giving you lyrics. And you like, oh, I can actually understand what that's.
Like,
I remember that nigga said.
There's still songs we don't know what he was saying.
No, but
I really like
one lyric that caught me. That nigga said, if cops come, I'll put that crack in my crack, or I'll put that brack in my brack. Like,
I don't think you remember that song though. Everything else is
I'm like, yo,
they were dead, boy. You could've kept that shit.
yo.
First off, what's a rack?
Because he's blood, so you know they put the, you know. They
So I was supposed to say the crack. You just rephrase it.
Oh.
Woo.
Overheads. Overheads. Like that nigga Thug nasty, bro. So I'm telling you.
That was a camera boy.
Yo, overheads, bro.
Nigga, pizza, eating the pizza. That's some shit that.
Nasty too. And he made our top 50.
100%.
Back to Nicki.
Yeah, we
Sorry, Nikki.
niggas trash me about talking about somebody else. We're talking about 8 different people. Thug, Cameron,
Lil Kim, Cardi.
But I think she's gonna go down as the greatest. She's gonna go down as the greatest female rapper to ever do it. You know what I'm saying? One of the greatest rappers to ever do it.
Stat
She
sheet.
is. She
Stat sheet
definitely
proves it.
is. She
Stat sheet
definitely
proves
is.
it.
Like
Yeah.
she was a little darling. I remember before she was like a pop star doll. When she first came in, like everybody wanted to be Nicki. Everybody wanted to have all these ratchet chicks wanted to have 3 personalities.
Everybody had the
Everybody had
China
Roman.
bag, the China bag,
Roman, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
That's when all these chicks wanted to get the gay best friend. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm on y'all shit
All
already.
y'all started wearing pink wigs.
You feel what I'm saying? I'm on y'all shit already. Like, I already know. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's all Nicki. Like, if you look around, it's all Nicki babies. Like, I credit all of that shit. Like, you know, the city girls, them talking all that nasty shit. Like, that's all Nicki, bro, to me. You know what I'm saying? Them all Nicki babies. To me.
Why do it come off to me like Cash Money is really that team then?
You pushing it.
Yo,
Nah,
This
you
nigga
gotta
pussy.
think
niggas
of
birthing
it.
babies,
You
bro.
gotta think about
How
it.
you gonna sit here and talk giving roses and you're trying to hear that?
Nah, not what you talking about. You talking about Cash Money. Yo, Nicki is separate.
Now get the fuck out.
That's
That's
crazy.
what she
You know what I'm
started.
saying?
No. She didn't start.
No, I'm talking about, well, like, that's
She
what
started actually. She was with Brick Squad.
That's a
She
fact.
wasn't signed, but she was with a Gucci Man.
But I'm talking about
And
as far as
Gucci Man
started.
and Wayne was they wasn't cool at the time. They just knew of each other, and somehow I think they went on tour or something like
it's from- I
that,
think it's
and
from
they
West
actually
End.
rubbed some type of way, and that's how she ended up with Wayne at some point.
Yeah, but I'm talking about like actually signed. That's who she signed.
Yeah,
to.
she signed.
Yeah, so I mean, they did see something in her.
It was definitely a sad day in hip hop, though. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah.
It was a sad day in culture, though. I'm gonna be honest with you.
Yeah, like it is.
Nicki
It's
wasn't
really
there.
sad. It's
Nah,
really big.
That was big news.
But it's kind of hard for me to believe shit because I know we live in an era. Even though she got her own radio station. You know what I'm saying? Like she's not thirsty for attention. You know what I'm saying? But it's like in the day and age where we got niggas that's saying that they gay just to get views and shit like that. It's like I kind of felt like this is one of those moves. But
No.
I don't know. But I don't know. I can't. You get what I'm saying? I can't speak.
Like when
that.
I posted something, one of my friends hit me up and was like, "You really believe that she retired?" I'm like, "Yeah, I really believe that."
She loved the shit
I
too
do.
much.
Nah, I believe.
What
that
is Nicki gonna do?
What is Nicki doing?
Yeah,
Let's be real. What the fuck is Nicki gonna do?
Nicki got the money that she needed already.
Yeah, they got the money and they got bills too.
Right. Okay, she got money though. That's what I'm saying. Like, if she's continuing to,
She don't have
she has so much.
royalties,
No.
Huh? I believe she do.
No, she got a mad stuff on the side. She got
100%.
Queen Radio. She got her own Moscato.
I was
She
saying
got-
more so.
That Moscato was not moving. Niggas, I don't know one nigga that was drinking.
Nah, I knew niggas that was drinking that shit more than
I
female.
don't know not one motherfucker.
I'm talking about hood niggas with this blue bottle. Like, yo, what you doing?
Only blue bottle I know was Hypnotic. That was it. You know what I'm saying?
That's different story.
That's different.
That hypnotic.
That's different.
That when that hypnotic hit, that shit changed culture. Boy.
You go to your cousin's house. Mom got in the fridge. You go down there, sip a little bit. You feel what I'm saying? It was Kool-Aid.
See, that shit was beautiful. That shit was
I think-
disgusting.
That shit looked like nuclear waste or something like that.
It do look like nuclear waste. That shit look crazy.
That
first
shit
off.
look bugged.
It's all foggy. It don't look right.
That shit look bugged.
It don't look
Like when
right.
you drink and your stomach light up.
Nigga in the club like
That's a fact.
like a fucking Power Ranger.
Like a Teletubby.
I know it. He off.
Everybody get around. You know
He with it. That shit's a light up. Not a can bear. That shit's a light up.
Yo, nah. Yo, give us some more to drink.
Get that shit back. That's hella boy here.
That's
Y'all
the first
showing out, boy.
The first joke she ever told.
That shit.
Yo.
I'm buying a bottle next week. You're gonna put this bitch rapping it for 6 hours.
Hey, backflips.
Fucking gonna do a whole album next week. Hdsncrw podcast album coming soon.
Throw in the booth. Yo.
Look at that.
Oh,
Booth.
man. But nah, yo, shout out to Nicki. 100 lessons, whatever she gonna do with the
Wow, boy. Y'all got your boy here hot. I can't fuck with y'all.
Nicki come back, man.
Fuck, not come back.
Seriously,
Don't go.
Don't go. Like,
Don't leave.
no, I'm serious. Like, I
Hold on.
feel.
Just to be shook.
I'm about to cry, yo. Y'all
Nicki come back. Nicki come back.
Nah, don't come back. Just let me come back.
I don't want her to retire. I don't.
I don't think it's
She is like literally. I never listened to rap, so y'all know that about me.
Yeah.
No, I'm serious. I never really listened to rap like that. Like,
You never heard of Biggie Smalls?
come on.
You never heard of Tupac?
Oh my God, D.
So how you tell me you're not listening to rap? Yo,
Just listen to what I'm saying.
You was born in the 90s. You cannot tell me you ain't listening to rap. Everybody listens to rap.
DMX, Locks.
Everybody listens to rap.
I wasn't into rap. I never been
How
into
you know what you went to
rap.
at 8 years old? How you know what you went to at 8? Come on, stop it.
Well,
You cannot
some
sit
of
here and
these-
tell
no,
me.
never mind.
You cannot sit here and tell me.
Different generation.
Let me shut
Different
up.
generation.
They got access to more stuff.
I'm
We
about to
had
say
the internet. You know what I'm saying?
We had it somewhat, but we had that. If you on a phone, you ain't using that fucking computer. I know
That's
that.
why the 90s, we didn't even have that.
Word.
None of that shit. You know what I'm saying?
No, but honestly, Nicki Minaj is I didn't listen to like Lil Kim and all of them, Foxy Brown.
Oh, so you can't speak on it. They spit too.
I ain't really listened.
First
to
of all,
them.
Kimber's
They was
nasty.
before my time. First off, like before my time of me actually
Was it
like.
before your time?
I'm telling. Listen,
What
when
you-
I say it's before my time, it was before my time, D. Okay, I was a kid. My mother was letting me listen to none of that.
Mom probably wasn't even bumping that at that time.
My mother was probably bumping it, but my mother
Kim was-
never let us listen
Kim
to
was
stuff
spitting-
like that.
Kim
Like
was
she
spitting some
never
fly
let.
shit. You heard it.
She never let us listen to stuff like that. The only time I heard something from Little Kim was my older cousin. Like she'll play it in her room or whatever.
Fuck
but
that, Lil' Kim
that's
took my
it.
virginity. Fuck you talking about?
Facts.
She was bad like lick. Oh!
about
Never got caught listening to them.
about sex on this nigga.
When my mother,
Oh, wait.
What's that?
Word.
Yo, Kim was next.
Word.
Because you know I had sisters in the house and they was older. You had yays. So they older, so they got the tapes and tapes.
Word.
They got the tapes in there. You wait till they leave, put that shit.
Yeah, the first one I found out about the anacondas was like,
then know he never mind.
That nigga D in the BBC.
Y'all play too much, yo.
That nigga said anaconda. Why was that the first thing come out that man mouth?
it's like anacondas. I seen a movie later on. I'm like, yo, nah. You put two and two together, you're like, oh. Like, yo, she's
She got some
fun.
wild stuff.
Oh, yo, she.
Either way.
You know how they say like Jay-Z shit, like when he rap, like he really, the shit that Jay-Z was spitting on Reasonable Doubt, like niggas just now, you know,
Yeah, that shit was way ahead of time.
They got
Way
a little
ahead
bit
of
of money
time,
now, so you get to experience life a little bit different, you get to travel a little bit more. Those shit start to make sense to you. But when you get older, you start to hit these raps, you're like, oh.
How nasty motherfuckers
Yo,
was.
Yeah.
Boy.
Like, the shit was on the radio.
It's facts.
Like a lot of that stuff, it's funny because I
Nigga,
think
that shit used to be on, they used to print magazines up and sell every store.
Yeah.
because they didn't understand the lingo.
No,
And
they
when-
understand-
with their number at
you
first they
understand-
did.
you understand-
They catch up now.
Yeah, but you understand nudity. She posing a fucking magazine cover and like squatting down with
Don't throw like a
you like a moose.
It's like a grown man.
So like, come on, bro. Niggas know stuff. Like, come on. And that was in every different store you can go into. ShopRite, McDonald's, like shit. You can purchase,
McDonald's.
You can purchase a Vibe magazine anywhere. Like, come on, bro.
They get nudity with their Happy Meal.
Or let me take a Happy Meal with this
Look him on the back of that shit.
September '96 edition. Like, come on, bro.
Yes.
Like, niggas is bugged. Yo, like,
Niggas just now catching up. They done put some black people in them front offices to understand what this stuff means.
Of course.
They got the Urban Dictionary for this shit, bro.
They created.
Yo, but you know, it's crazy though. I was just thinking the other day. You know, we already gave Nikki a flower, so I guess we can move on.
No, I wasn't done.
You wasn't done?
I just wanted to say one thing. She's the first female rapper that I actually took time to actually listen to. I actually listened to every last one of Nicki Minaj's
Recently?
albums.
What's your favorite song?
My favorite song of all time. I ain't gonna hold you. I love Looking Ass. I know it's weird, but I love that song because I just feel like that was like that song when she came out in her video. That's when she started doing the whole natural look without all the extra makeup and the bright hair and all that stuff.
I think it was a
and
cheat
when
code
she
for
changed her look, huh?
I think Nicki was a cheat code for us though.
Yeah.
Only why I say that is because like our generation, like, so we all graduated around the same time, and Nicki was the biggest artist, the biggest female artist. There was no other female
At
artist.
one point,
up
she
and coming
probably-
at that
yeah,
time.
even
She
like-
was the only one. There was nothing else other
She
than
was up
like.
there with the what's her name? She was up there with like, so like the big artist. I remember
Oh yeah, with Drake and all of them. She was like,
remember she body Kanye and all that on that
yeah,
poster?
yeah. She was so arguably she was a cheat code for us. That's why I think like she will always become that because she was the only artist.
Bro, think about it now. That Monsterverse, she didn't have an album out.
No, she didn't.
50K for a verse, no album out.
Yeah, she was fire. Like
What
she's
you say, my
still
money so
fire.
long that my Barbie said the climate?
Yes.
Hotter than the Middle Eastern climate.
She got so much music.
That's it, wine
I
it,
can't
wine it.
really
Yeah.
say which one is really my favorite. Like
Nicki
I
Minaj's
love.
not signing it.
I just love Nicki. Like all her music is fire to me. Majority of her music. Let me rephrase that. Majority of her music is fire to me.
I think that's why the beef is so strong.
Which
though.
one?
You see right through me.
I like your love.
That's hard, too.
It's off from one album.
I'm telling you that one album.
Like I
was-
said, wait, that's my favorite.
That one
That's the whole
was fire.
album.
That's
That whole
hard.
album.
Hard.
Hey man, that's Nicki.
Hard.
What's your favorite song?
I don't have a favorite song.
Throw one out there.
I don't have a favorite song.
Just throw,
right off the
just
top.
throw a song out there.
I just don't have a favorite song.
You don't
I
like
can't
rat-tat-tat-tat.
That was recent. That was super recent.
Rat-tat-tat-tat. that. I love that part.
That nigga Rod definitely loved that. The Pink Friday Reloaded.
You don't like Roman's Revenge?
That nigga definitely a Roman's Revenge type of dude.
Nah, I just said I feel like it was cheap for us. You know what I mean? Like she was the biggest artist at that time, so it was like automatically you're gonna know most of her songs anyway.
No, it's because it was good song.
Yeah, it was good. It was great music. You know.
How was she a cheat code? She earned that spot.
Not what I'm saying is she was the only artist at that time really
She
rock.
definitely wasn't.
Who else was?
Bro, are you kidding me?
Who else was at that time?
You still had
Remy Ma was out.
No, she wasn't.
She wasn't.
No, she wasn't.
She was at
No,
first.
she wasn't.
Bro,
She
Remy
wasn't
Ma-
at first.
about
That was
that.
Remy Ma's been out for a minute.
That
I don't know if that
was
nigga
before
know.
I know she been out way before, but she was locked up a minute.
Yeah,
Nah,
but
I'm
she didn't
talking
get
about
what's up yet.
Last song that was rocking for her was what's her name?
Was what?
With Fat Joe.
The lean back shit?
Yeah.
That was before what's the name though? wasn't it?
100%. But what happened is once y'all caught up with that situation. Once y'all caught up with that, everything took a step back. So she wasn't actually active in putting out music at that
Bro,
time.
there was a lot of artists around that time, bro.
I'm talking about female.
No, I
that was
remember
rocking.
when Remy Ma she put out some music and stuff, and this
Trina was rocking. Look back at it.
Trina was rocking.
Look back at it was rocking at that time. Still.
How that song go?
Well, me to sing the song.
How the song go?
I'm not
I'm
singing
trying to
it.
think about it.
We'll play that.
You don't want to sing it. You know the
I
lyrics.
do.
I know you know the lyrics, so just say it.
I do, actually.
What's the say? How does it go?
BB won't play that.
No, I want you to, you want to sing
I just really want you to say it.
I'm good on that.
Don't sing Killer Mike part, just sing covers. Sing Trina first verse. I know you got an acapella.
Come on.
Go ahead, bro.
No, I'm good.
You know the lyrics. Just say it real quick.
Yeah, we're gonna come up here with a segment. Niggas gotta sing a verse acapella.
Most awkward fucking verse possible.
I promise we gonna have that, bro. We gonna have it. I promise you. We gonna start that.
I never knew.
Y'all niggas don't steal that shit either. Ass so big like the sun. Yo, came in there strong.
That shit in his soul.
He was waiting. He's like, watch that beat drop. I got his ass.
That nigga body started moving. I got ass
When that video came out, I already had it full screen already.
with the jergens next to it.
Full screen. Yo,
This nigga's stadium is out of control.
yo, bro.
That nigga's video release, that nigga had jergens and paper towels next to him. You had to see that shit.
Nah, y'all trying to make me feel. Y'all trying to make me. Y'all trying to make me.
Don't give it to me. That boy.
Y'all trying to make it like I'm snapping quick or some shit.
Nigga, stop capping. Stop capping like you had never jerked off to a music video.
Yo.
Fuck out of here. Just watch that uncut. BT uncut.
Yo, I said that many
Tip drill.
Wait for that.
That shit exposed us to a whole nother world we didn't even know about.
That's what niggas do after two.
Okay.
Yo, oh my.
That tip
God.
drill video was
Yeah, they
nasty,
need to bring
boy.
that back. Yo, BET was on a different level.
BT didn't, cause remember how that shit started? You had to walk in this dark ass room with all these folders. Then you open up that little drawer, little folder popped out, and that shit was stopped. That shit was crazy.
BET was on a different. They was ahead of their time with that one. They should have kept doing it.
You should keep doing it. Need that back.
They need that shit back. Like all them shows they running back. You know, Room Raiders and all that shit. They need to run that back.
Yeah, that was fun.
It's fun. I had to YouTube that to see what it was, cause I think somebody told me. Of course, I didn't have cable, so I never knew about that until like 2000s.
You a nasty nigga if you been watching that after 2000.
Hey man, I had to see what they was talking about. You know what I mean?
Room Raiders came on BET?
No, it was
MTV.
MTV.
Yeah.
MTV
They
had all that
all
weird
the
shit.
shows around that time
Yeah.
they bring it back. They might as well bring that back too.
Yeah.
She called the third wheel shit. That little, what was the name of that shit? It was a whole bunch of shit.
They could bring Room Raiders that have an awesome what's name. You bring that shit back right now.
Yeah.
Yo, Room Raiders would be crazy.
They used to be getting catfish though.
Yo, remember Next?
That's what it was. Next.
Yo.
Niggas come on the bus. That's like next. Nigga, what?
I remember.
That's what I was talking about.
Yo, bro.
That shit was crazy.
Yo, nigga was popping hella shit like, yeah, I ain't gonna be back, I'm gonna take her, blah, 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 this and that. Nigga hopped right out there, she said next. Nigga got right in the bus, they like, yo, what happened?
Nigga said, nah, she's tripping.
Word.
Nah, she's tripping.
Yeah, that shit.
Yo, those shows
amazing,
fucking
bro.
excellent though, yo.
But they don't need that now.
Nah, they do
They
need
do it
that.
online.
Nah.
Not online, niggas be capping online.
They
Fuck
need
out
that-
here.
they need that shit
Niggas
now.
be capping
They do
online.
need it, but what I'm saying is that now it's like everything online. People, you know,
Nah, but niggas capping online. Like
Yeah.
niggas real look like yo. Legitimately, how people move online is they'll take a pic. They'll take vacation, take mad pictures, get back home, and then post random pictures to make it seem like they're still on vacation. But we know what's going on.
Right.
Stop playing.
Shit, I'm gonna do that.
I'm gonna tell y'all. I gotta tell y'all something. I gotta tell y'all a story. It's story time.
Story time.
Okay, so I had a profile on a dating website, right? I'm not gonna disclose which one.
Why not?
Black people meet.
No, I think it
Nah,
might still be up
I know
there.
it's Christian Mingle.
It might,
Christian Mingle.
it might still be up there, so I ain't gonna
Christina,
disclose
Christian
it.
Mingle.
But I had a and at the time, like I used like my real pictures, right? So like,
I did too.
well, it's my.
Y'all some nasty motherfuckers if you have a dating website.
Yeah.
No,
Y'all
I was
was
using,
teenagers.
yeah, like, and I was like using my real pictures. I was putting like real information about me in my bio, everything, right?
As you should.
And, right, as I should. And then like I realized like don't nobody really be putting their real stuff up here, so let me change it. Meanwhile, in the process of me changing
Was
it,
you one of the girls that put not here for quick fling, here to get to know people in a relationship? Was you that one?
no, I ain't put that. I just put like
I here
looking
for a long time.
looking
Here for
for
a good time.
I'm looking for a relationship,
Nigga
right?
sweaty and ready.
So y'all play too much.
One night only.
No. So in the meanwhile, in the process, like guys were hitting me up, like having a conversation with me and everything. Like, you know, I'm talking to them,
As expected.
like, you know, heavily, like almost every day we talking to these people, right? So then I decided to go get a picture off of Google, and I changed my picture. The dude hit me up like, yo, what happened to your profile pic? Oh, I was like, yo, I didn't want nobody to see my real face, but the previous one was me. He was like, nah, sis, nah. He was like, nah, like you trying to catfish me. I'm like, yo, I was just trying to change it because I didn't really want my pictures out there, you know? But yeah, that was the first time I catfished somebody.
Nah, I'm gonna come clean. Nigga, that chat line was bumping. Fuck you talking about? The chat line. You dial that, I don't know the number
Well,
now.
man,
On the phone.
I heard what
Chat
you
line.
said.
You call that shit, yo, they should walk you through it. So you'll call it, they're like, welcome to such and such chat room. You have now entered the lobby.
It'd be like,
You
30
have
niggas in there,
approached the
though.
board. Yo, nasty people in the open sound. They smoking hella cigarettes.
Yo.
Just like, how you doing? I'm like, yeah, how you doing?
Yo,
how you
nasty.
doing, y'all?
That just be rocking, bro.
Yo, shout out to the homie Juan. That nigga put me on Plenty of Fish.
Oh, fuck that is.
Niggas get on Plenty of Fish, get rocking.
They nasty.
You hear me?
I don't know
Plenty
what
of
the fuck
Fish.
that is. Explain that.
You ever heard
You
of
know
Plenty?
what?
You ever heard of Plenty of Fish?
You
She
know
know.
what?
She was. That's what she was on.
Nah.
Nah. Yo. That shit was rocking.
That shit, yo, y'all was dirty in the big.
Yo, Plenty of Fish was rocking, bro.
Nigga, we was out in the streets at that time,
Yo,
nigga.
Plenty of Fish was rocking, bro.
Never would never.
That nigga said, because he was a CO. That nigga said, yeah, I just put the uniform up. I was getting bitches on.
Nah.
I tell you, like people would really hit
Yo.
you up like that.
Bro.
Yo, that
All
shit
day,
sound-
every day, like
Remember the chick
mad
Lorena?
messages, yo.
Lorena from
Yeah.
Yo,
He found out?
Yo, she was up there.
Yo, everybody got a POF profile. I don't want to hear
That's
it.
a lot.
I hit
Yo,
up like,
everybody
yo,
got a POF
Bro,
profile. I don't
I
want
hit
to
up like, yo, I said, what you doing up there? She said, what you doing up there? Yo,
That's some awkward conversation.
Word.
Oh,
It's
alright.
like, you act like y'all chatting on a porn website or something. Like,
Close enough.
No, it's not.
Tell me what-
No,
Ready
it's
and
not.
ready, nigga said.
That's a fact.
It's some old nigga that was behind
Yeah,
that computer.
that was a strip club at that point. Like that was the Cam Soda and strip girl. I mean,
You know what's
strip club
crazy
type
though? Like, I never met
Cam
people
Soda
off
is
there.
next level.
I ain't never meet people off there. That's crazy. I would talk to
We
people.
were young, that's why.
Yeah.
It wasn't. Them older cats was out there
Them
getting it.
niggas, they wasn't looking to get to know you. You know what I'm
That's
saying?
it.
They was just, you feel what I'm saying?
Can we meet somewhere? Can we have fun?
Uh-huh.
Pedophile. What
No,
no, fucking pedophiles? They probably
pedophiles.
caught on that shit, boy.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Sorry, predators. God damn.
There's a disclaimer up there though. Like if you
It tells you, warns you.
nah, it's like if you 21 years old, you gotta click it. You know what I'm saying? That way
But y'all niggas was capping though. Y'all wasn't 21.
yeah, but that way
No, I didn't get mine until after high school.
yeah, but that's what I'm
I
saying.
started mine.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's
well,
high school,
damn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I ain't know nothing about
The
that.
thing is though, like with the company putting a disclaimer up there, I guess it's like they taking themselves out of it. Like, yo, listen, you put the disclaimer up there, they agreed to the terms and conditions. That shit has nothing to do with us because they lied. You feel what I'm saying? So I guess it was some shit like that. You know?
Oh, true.
But since you have some
Can you imagine
nastiness,
if you up there in an advertisement for catfish?
that's bug.
Yo, that'd be
That's
crazy, yo.
But since we're in the nasty topic, y'all want to get into Danger Ball?
Go ahead. Let's talk about it.
Huh?
Let's talk about it.
Yeah? What y'all think?
Let's talk about it.
Goat level?
Goat level, he's definitely funny as hell.
You the goat?
He is.
Yeah.
I think this stand up definitely solidified him as the
You
good.
think so?
I kind of
No.
I noticed something though about it. Like, you know, I love Dave Chappelle, don't get me wrong, but I noticed that like he kind of did things a little bit different this time.
What you mean?
Like as far as the layout of his stand up, like how can I really say it? You know how like I would just say Kevin Hart. You know how like Kevin Hart, like he'll start off with an initial topic and then like he'll go back to it like throughout the stand up.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like that's what kind of like what Dave Chappelle did too.
He been doing that.
Yeah.
He been was doing that, yeah.
I didn't know
He's
that.
probably
Yeah.
arguably
Yeah.
probably the best stand-up
Yeah.
comic that I ever watched.
Mhm.
Like I mean, like one back in the day. I don't know the name of it, but he had like a. You probably can go back on like to look for it.
Mhm.
He had like a blue denim button-up shirt on, and like that was probably one of the rawest fucking.
I think I've seen
Stand
it.
up.
I'm happy his outfits, I hate to cut you off, but I'm happy his outfits have stepped up. Nigga had the nice little jumpsuit on, a little parachute.
With the McQueens
like,
on.
With the McQueens on. I'm happy as shit. He went from that to wearing dungarees and,
That's
you know what I'm
a
saying? I'm
fact.
happy that nigga, yo.
Nah, I think his level of success is different now. It ain't even just about the money. It's about him himself is bigger than the money now.
I think he always felt like that.
Yeah, but I think before they were just trying to buy him out. Like, look, you know what I mean? Like, we want you to be a certain way, and it's like, I don't want that. Now he is bigger than the money.
Yeah.
So, and I think he's trying to reap that too.
He was
His
definitely
payday for that Netflix was fucking
That's
crazy.
your deep dive on it?
Yeah, he was very
No, hell no,
disrespectful.
he's still hurt.
It's something about y'all. Come on.
He was very,
Come on, man.
very,
You got
very
competition, you gotta kill these
disrespectful.
niggas.
Oh my
Like, come on.
We got
I'm just talking about, we gotta kill these niggas.
get it on in.
Word. How many topics we got?
Let's start with multiple times. Let's start with the fact.
I really want to
No, go ahead.
how y'all feel about it, and what's the name? And like, I felt like that's all you felt about it.
Like I said, for me personally, I think it was necessary. I feel like people are just so sensitive right now, and by him coming back out and delivering comedy the way he has always delivered fucking comedy was like the best thing that ever happened. You know what I mean? It's like really like you niggas need to stop being sensitive and like literally, our role as comedians is it's to take a situation and make it funny and add light to it, bring light to it. You know what I mean? Like, stop being fucking sensitive. So I'm gonna go in here and I'm gonna tell you how the fuck I feel, and that's it. You know, and the realization is, I think that he really like magnified the fact that like we as people, we as the listeners are just fucking so critical of people now because we got social media. Social media. Oh fuck. Oh, he did this. He did that. You're like you're looking for shit now. And for him to go on stage and talk about the LGBT community and call him a name that I'm not gonna say, but you know what I mean? Like, I think it was fucking amazing. I think every topic was fucking hilarious.
It was
especially with my boy Juicy Smouye. You know what I mean? By this French this French actor. That shit was probably one of the funniest parts of me. You know what I mean? But I think it was raw. I think it was necessary.
Okay, well, I like how when he opened up, he was like, you know, they have a safe space for people now. Sorry. I never heard of nothing like that a day in my life. I had no idea. A safe space for people to go to whenever they're feeling like emotionally overwhelmed, or if they're like, you know, they feel like what he's saying is too much for them or whatever, so they have a designated area for people to go to for their safe space. I never knew that was a thing.
No, you need that now because of this fucking social media world.
Right. So like it was like when everything he said was really, really funny. Like the whole entire stand up, I agreed with it. It was extremely funny. I do like the fact that he did touch on how sensitive people really are, and like that just goes to show, like I know, like we did like in our last podcast, I touched on, you know, the gay community, and I don't mean to insult anybody, but it was just going to show, like, you know, we can't openly talk about certain things because it's like everybody want to attack everybody, you know, because I'm voicing my opinion about something. You know, so I just like the fact that he touched on all of that. I like the fact that he told jokes about you know, that's not funny. That's messed up. I was about to say about the Asian people, but that's not funny, right? But his wife is Asian. You know, I didn't want to say it.
Nah, it's cool.
Everybody get it.
But
that shit was funny.
Like it was hilarious. So it's like, you know,
I'm probably the only person that really didn't like. I had to watch it another time. The first time, I didn't laugh at all.
Nah, that shit was so...
Because, and I'm going to tell you why, like, I know what type of guy Dave Chappelle is. I know he's super smart, super intricate. I know that, like, he's a fucking genius. So, with me, even now, like, when I go to movies now, I'm trying to be, I hate this shit, I'm trying to be more of a critic. And I'm trying to pay attention to everything that's going on. So if I laugh, I feel like I'm not going to catch anything. So I'm literally watching it, and I chuckled a couple times because the shit was just too funny, but I'm just being... I didn't mean to do it, but I'm just trying to be critical, and I'm trying to understand like what he's saying. And everything is for a purpose, and the way his setups be. When he did the impersonation, right? When he was like, "You're gonna do two impersonations." You know, the first one I don't know was some bullshit, and the second everybody got it right too. The second one, everybody was like stumped, like, "Yo, what the fuck?" That nigga said, "It's y'all motherfuckers."
Niggas was like, "Trump, Trump."
They said, "Nah, y'all motherfuckers." Like, you show people how stupid they were. He showed niggas how stupid they were. Like the same way with like Tupac did America, bro. Like this is the product of y'all. You know what I'm saying? Like that camera, this is what y'all are.
You gotta laugh at reality now, and I think that's what it was.
Supposed to take the pain, yeah. Comedians supposed to take pain and you get what I'm saying, bring it to the forefront, and we all laugh about shit. Like everybody's too uptight. You know what I'm saying? Everybody want to frown and nose or something.
Buttholes.
Like yo, y'all niggas really don't matter. Like if people realize how little they matter in society, then this world would be a much better place, bro. Everybody want to have a voice.
See, I think that's the problem, though, D. Not to cut you off,
what's
but
the problem?
You said that if people realize how little they matter, you know, then the world will be a better place. But I think that's the problem. Everybody wants to matter. People want to matter, so they have these platforms like social media to try to get their voice and opinions out there.
Yeah.
So that's the problem. It
Are
is
you taking
a problem.
shots at us?
Huh?
Huh?
I'm not like, be honest, like, you know, like look at us.
Yeah, hear that, niggas.
It is true, like, look at us, look what we do. You know what I'm saying? But, I mean, it's there for that reason.
I speak for the streets.
It's there for that reason.
Streets need my voice.
Like I said, it's there for that reason.
We
Streets need my
speak,
voice.
yeah, but the thing is, like, I don't think we're ever really shitting on people. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
like when we on
The thing is,
this.
we ain't trying to stop niggas' payroll.
Nah, we want
We ain't
niggas to
stop.
do their thing.
You get what I'm saying? We're not trying to hold people back. We ain't trying to cancel people.
We know we
think it's
inspiring
cancel
people.
culture.
You get me?
Exactly. We inspiring a lot of niggas out there.
Of course. And
Shouts out.
And it's all about what you do with your platform.
Exactly.
You know, it is. That's what it is.
We still talk about black excellence on here and everything, so we don't use our platform. to
White
show
excellence
people.
too.
We get, hey, brother, that's on you.
You talk about Kevin Hart, don't you? I'm saying though, like,
Yo, come on, you can't talk about Kev right now. My man Kev is right.
He down and out right now. He just had an accident.
but listen, like, who would think Dave Chappelle would become this big star?
I guess
Fuck whoever that nigga is.
personally,
Who would?
I don't think that people would have ever thought that Dave Chappelle would be that big,
Exactly.
be this big. Only because he wasn't as theatrical as most of the comedians back in the day. You had people like Martin, who was, although his delivery is good, he was more theatrical back then. That's why when you see a stand up from him now, it's like, nah, it don't hit the same.
But in acting, he can get in that bag. Though.
Hell
Like,
yeah.
I mean, like on Blue Street.
Bad Boys 2.
On
I mean,
Blue Street.
Bad Boys what 4 is about to come out? Bad Boys for Life?
I'm talking Blue Street with Dave Chappelle. And that nigga said, put your hands in the noodles. That nigga said, which one, beef or chicken? Like, even
chicken beef!
or, you know what I'm saying?
Chicken!
Like this simple
You get
shit,
me?
like,
Yeah.
it's funny. Like,
He's a genius in the head. And on
niggas
top,
like, and I'm sure that was all him.
Then on top of that, too,
I'm sure that was all him.
what made it 10 times even funnier is when he did the little, what's the, officer got some pizza, you get me? Like, that's one of the most memorable parts of it because he was so theatrical in that. So when Dave Chappelle was coming up, he came up, he's not theatrical, he's just a fucking genius, he can deliver a fucking joke. So at the time, like, they're not looking for that, yeah, it's cool to deliver a joke, but I want to see something else. Show me a little bit of something. So I don't think that anybody would have thought he would have been that big.
I think it takes a while for society to catch up to some people.
100%.
Some people are just too smart, too clever, put too much into stuff. Like, even with clothes, like, I was watching,
Jay-Z, too.
yeah, even with Jay-Z, yeah. I remember somebody was talking about clothes. I forget what designer it was. He was talking about clothes. Damn, I forgot this guy's name. But he was talking about clothes. I think it was Olivier from Beaumont. He was talking about
I'm
clothes.
gonna say, you sure it wasn't my man, Tremaine? You sure?
No, it wasn't Tremaine. Yeah.
Cool.
I think it was Olivier. And he was speaking about how, you know, he get inspired. No, actually it was Alexander Wang, sorry. It was, I don't know how I get them two niggas mixed up, but it was Alexander Wang. It was too crazy. Alexander Wang, right? He was saying how just the way a napkin ripped can make him want to do clothes that, you know, emulates how a napkin ripped. You know, and how, like, when he's going through a tough time, like, his fabric should be a lot harder, like, a lot of dark fabric, a lot of dark colors, and, you know, certain things, and
textures are completely different
as when you're happy. So it's like, for you to put that much detail into clothes, and niggas just think they clothes.
Yep.
But niggas put
because
actual detail
the average
into that.
buyer isn't looking at it from that standpoint.
But the story's being told.
Yeah,
And that's why when niggas was, and I hate to get on Kanye, but when Kanye was talking about, you know, like, you know, bringing people together through clothes, like, that's exactly what he meant. Like, just the little nuances that, you know what I'm saying? Like, and Dave Chappelle just, you know what the fuck he's doing, bro.
He's meticulous
doing,
with it. It's like, I'm going to put this here and then this here because I can end it with this. But I can keep everybody drawn in because there's one central point right here. You know, and that's and that was, like you said before, taking this mirror and showing you yourself. And showing you how fucking, like, crazy this shit really sounds that you guys are losing your mind about. You know, like,
I really think you don't give a fuck, though. Like,
you don't.
I really.
But how can you?
But not in a bad way, though. Like, not in a bad way, but, like, in a good way. Like, I don't give a fuck. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, he's not disrespecting anybody. He's like, you know, everybody gets it. Like, at a show, everybody's gonna get it.
Just like you said.
Blacks, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, the LGBT, you know, community, everybody's gonna get it. Everybody's gonna get it.
Forgot Q.
To go the Q's. Yeah, and it's crazy because, like, to go back to your point, you know what I mean? Like, I don't think he do care because he talked about everything, you know, and to the point, even bring up the point that, like, we have become numb to shit. So it ain't even not caring. It's just we hear the shit so much that it's like it don't really matter. He mentioned the point about this mass shootings, and it's like it's sad to say, but it's like, okay. You know, and that's sad to say because that's a fucking major situation. You know, people die, but he was like, you know, we become numb to that. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
but that's the thing, though. Y'all saying that y'all don't think that he cares, you know, but I think he do care, and I think that, like, by him mentioning all these things in his stand-up, it's like he's trying to bring awareness to it to everyone. It's like, I'm not saying he's like, you know.
No. When I say care, I mean I don't give a fuck. He don't give a fuck what people think about him.
Of course.
He's gonna say what he's gonna say. He's gonna speak his piece. He ain't care about topics just like that, but he don't give a fuck about how people think about him or how people feel about him for relaying these messages. That's what I mean. Not the point that he just don't give a fuck about what's going on in society because he definitely do, but.
Well, that's basically like what I was trying to say. Like, you know, like I think he does care. Like,
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I don't think that he.
Anybody that got kids in this world, you definitely care about what's going on in this society. Like, you have to care. Like the shit, I thought it was even genius when he talked about his kid going to school and like teachers
fire drill.
People are preparing these kids for shit like this. It's like, what?
And that's what's causing
the
anxiety.
It is causing anxiety.
Are you kidding me? I think you said the school shooter's like, okay, we're gonna be in what room?
Yeah, word. Because the motherfucker ain't there with you. Like, it's kind of sick. It's sick.
Yo.
Wow, when he said that, like, yo.
And the funny thing is how he stretched the story and like, yeah, he was dumb, and bring it to itself and then put it right back, you know, into society and say, yeah, you did, yo, fuck.
This is the product of shit.
Exactly. So it's one of those points. So I said the way he delivered that shit was probably one of the best comics comedy that I ever witnessed in my generation. And the way, not saying that all his other ones wasn't great, but I feel like that was his goal. He achieved his goal.
Yeah.
I feel like his.
See, when you said like that, I feel like it's a victory. Like, I hope he keep going.
Oddly, it felt for me personally.
This shit raised the uproar.
I'm gonna come right
to keep going.
Personally, I felt like it wasn't like the way he delivered that shit, and I know like just picture this in the end when he's done.
Mm-hmm.
He rolls that shit and like I'm gone. I'm out.
I don't think it's it. I'm sure like, the way
I think he's still gonna do little things.
I think the way Netflix been rolling these deals up to that nigga, I feel like he probably in the contract too. Like he probably got 2 more in the clip or 1 more in the clip. I don't think it's
somewhere.
I don't think it's just a 1 more, like a one deal and that's it. I think he got more in the clip.
Of course.
That's me. I hope
probably got other people trying to get him deals now too.
No, I think he's sticking with Netflix.
I mean, of course they probably sticking. Of course they probably sticking with Netflix. But I'm sure other people trying to contact him and get him other deals.
It won't happen though.
He ain't gonna
do it.
Netflix got the they handing out bags.
He had nothing but bag.
I wish Netflix give me a bag.
Don't worry about it. We rocking. Evidently, we rocking. What you talking about? We rocking.
They gonna have to give us our bags sooner or later.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
You get me?
Niggas already know I'm running straight to Elon.
What's that?
That's Tesla. What you
We're
want?
gonna do the next thing. Like, episode gonna be filmed in a Tesla. There's no reason. And then we're gonna announce where we at here. So, welcome to Hdsncrw Podcast. Ain't gonna say nothing about where we at.
That's a fact.
In an undisclosed location.
Put me down with
big ass Tesla.
Look, I'm just show you the logo real quick. Look, just look. All right, that's all you can see.
Put me down with SpaceX, nigga. That's what I'm trying to go. Put me to Mars. You feel what I'm saying?
That's that nigga Kevin. But let's find out what's going on with him.
Kevin Hart.
Yeah, Kevin
Hart. Against some other comedian shit.
Yeah, he got into the accident.
Yo, first of all, yeah, I'm about to say, yo, like, we pray that he get back to full health. You never want to see anything happen like that.
Bro, he can get a new body. What he got, bro?
I have a question though. Like I was talking to someone, well, my sister, and she was telling me about the story about what happened. How I think it was 3 people in the car or something like that. And his bodyguard came and dragged him out of the car and left the other 2 people in there. Now I was saying to her, I was like, well, maybe he was drinking and driving. She's like, I don't know. Maybe them trying to do damage control. Because
maybe it was females.
Right, you never know what the situation may be. I don't want to really say, oh, he,
are we breaking news right now?
He cheating on his wife.
Are we breaking news right now?
But maybe he was.
You don't know if he cheated. He did that.
No, I said no. I'm not saying. I know he did that. Yeah, he admitted that.
You forgot the hotel video with the strippers.
Of course, no, I forget that. I know he even did that. He even admitted to his last stand-up. He admitted to that. He spoke about that again. But he even put a whole video out. Apologizing to her and everything on social media. But I'm just saying, like, he made it known, he cheated.
You know he's a comedian, he's great with words. Like a rapper, he's great. They're great with words. They're great with words. That apology don't mean shit. You think he can't go back out and cheat?
No, that's what I'm saying. Like, I know it's possible. I said what I'm saying right now, I'm not trying to imply that he's cheating, but we don't know what happened. I'm just saying, like, if he was drinking and driving, he probably
let me ask you a question. If he was in a car with 2 homies, he ain't in the car with strangers. If he was in, hypothetically speaking, because they said it was guys in the car. If you're in a car with 2 homies, I'm not going to be in the car with 2 randoms. I'm not going to be in the car with 2 randoms. I'm going to be in a car, especially a car like that, nice car, you driving down Malibu. I'm in the car with 2 homies. We sitting there enjoying the Sunday, whatever the day it is. We rocking. We get into a car accident, my bodyguard ain't about to come drag me out of the car, drive me 20 minutes away to my crib. You get what I'm saying? Leave the other 2 people. Come on, that's foolish.
What's odd to me is I haven't seen a picture of it.
What, the car?
The car.
No, this car fucked up. That car is
really messed up.
It's really messed up.
Normally when social media get a hang of something, that shit is like the top thing.
Yeah, it's really messed up. Let me see.
I haven't been on social media in a minute. That car is fucked though. I seen that picture.
See if I can pull it up.
I'm not mistaken. That's one of them cars you got one door, you gotta put your motherfucking seat back.
Yeah.
To get in there. But
that's what I'm saying. Like, but if a female was in the car, I can see them leaving the female. You know what I'm saying? Like, that makes perfect sense to me. If the female was in the car, then she go her way. Yeah, she go her way. You know what I'm saying? He go his way. You feel that?
The car is just there.
The car is just there. You feel me?
My man on to something over there. Man, you get me?
Tell you, bro.
Are we breaking news right now?
Hey, man.
Are we the first to say to put a date on this shit?
Hey, these niggas slow. Yeah, the car was fucked.
Car went on right there. It was Kevin Hart.
Jeez.
That car fucked, yeah.
Dang. Like I said, well, you know, prayers out to him. You know what I mean? Speedy recovery. I don't want to see a black man. White man down. You get me?
That's
You know what I mean?
Where's the car?
I don't want to see nobody out there. God.
First of all, men don't even drive like that. That had to be a woman. It had to be a woman driving.
On top of it, he got a lot of muscle cars, so he understands the strength of that muscle car.
No.
God.
Unless-
Did they drop the top?
Unless he was
I think it was a
drinking,
convertible or something. I think it was a convertible.
he had to be drinking.
Nah.
Nah.
I think it's an alcohol for the partner.
No?
Female was driving that car.
He was
right?
getting some top while he was driving.
Hey, that might work too.
Yeah, he was doing
She
something.
might have had no teeth. Bitch about 6 years old in there.
He was doing something, bro.
No, it's messed up. I really feel bad for him, you know, that he had to go through that situation. He could have lost his life. You know, anybody in that car could have lost their life.
I said
you
prayers
know,
out
so
to him, for sure.
Prayers out to all of them. Everybody that was
Everybody
there, you
speedy
know.
recovery, you know what I mean?
So hopefully they all recover soon. And, you know, that's that. And for his family to be okay. I know it's kind of shaky, you know, to be a wife and to have kids and stuff. You know,
and I don't care exactly what transpired.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
You ain't gonna never hear about that shit anymore.
all I'm saying, I mean, just might as well just stick on comedians. Hear about your boy Paul Mooney and Richard Pryor. So apparently back in the day, Richard Pryor's son was actually molested by Paul Mooney.
What?
Yeah. And it's and a bodyguard, I think that was
I think I heard the clip
Richard
too,
Pryor
yeah.
actually verified, like, yeah, that actually happened. And then Richard Pryor's son came out and said it's true.
He said who?
Yeah, he ain't say who, but he said that he was molested. So, and they allegedly it's Paul Mooney. Paul Mooney denied
Paul
it.
Mooney denied it, yeah.
Do you think I'm gonna ask this question, and it's with all due respects to him and both parties, is this another are we watching another powerful black man be crucified in front of our eyes?
I have a question, and I hope y'all don't drag me for this. Who is Paul Mooney?
That's understandable. I'm okay with that.
Okay.
I'm okay with that question. I'm gonna ask that because I only know Paul Mooney because of this guy.
Who is Paul Mooney?
Paul Mooney is one of the guys allegedly that taught Richard Pryor everything you know.
He black?
Yeah.
Okay. So when you ask that
He's
question,
a great comedian too.
Yeah, he is.
His shit is harsh, like far left.
I'm be honest,
than Dave Chappelle. Like,
you can't stomach his shit. You would turn his shit off. Like you would turn his shit off.
But it's very, it's
I said it because
educational.
I turned his shit off.
It's educational though. I'm not gonna lie. Like, and a lot of it is like it comes across as like hate, but I don't think that's the intentions. You know what I'm saying? But it comes across as like hate, but it's really not. You should look at some of this shit yourself. Like, you know.
Honestly, like I said, for me,
You say Cleopatra. I think one of the names of the songs, one of the names of his stand-up shows is Cleopatra was black and so was Jesus. Something like that. So it's like, you know, he's
telling you,
super pro-black.
It's
like
a hard listen.
mm-hmm.
Like I said, he told me about it one day.
It's genius shit.
It's
too.
really
Like,
great shit.
It's great, but it's just hard to, you know.
At first, yeah.
No, that topic right there.
So that's basically how that works. Like I said, it's a hard listen at first, but once you started to see the world for what the world actually is, I think you started to actually appreciate that comedy a little bit more.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like before
everybody gets into it. It ain't just what's the name, like he was getting on Whitney Houston, Michael Jackson, he get on blacks, he get on everybody. He get on everybody. He ain't just like, you know, just stuck on.
He don't sugarcoat shit.
No.
Period.
Right.
He on
Okay.
it. You know what I'm saying? So
I actually heard that he actually wrote for a lot of comedians.
for sure, yeah.
A lot of legendary comedians.
Bro,
So
I don't know, like that shit, like I don't know what to believe about that. You know what I'm saying? So
because Richard Pryor isn't here.
the victim is still here. The alleged victim is still here. You know what I'm saying? So until I guess that person says, yeah, this person, he said he was molested. He didn't say about who or anything like that. You know, I'm sure you get what I'm saying? Like, Paul Mooney isn't that relevant. Let's be honest. Like, he's not that relevant for him not to want to give a name up. You feel what I'm saying? So I don't know how accurate that story is. You know, I'm going to stay away from it. I'm not going to speak on it because I don't have that much information. But
I don't know. It's anything's possible, you know. So, as far as like your question, I don't know what's gonna happen. I don't really know who Paul Mooney is, but you know, just seeing that people people confirmed it, and he came out and he also mentioned that he was molested. You know, he's not saying exactly who. I mean, whoever the person is that did it, they deserve to get dragged. I'm sorry, you deserve to be crucified because that's nasty. Why you out here molesting little boys? You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, we don't know if it was Paul Mooney or the next guy or the bodyguard. You don't know who it was. You know what I'm saying? He didn't give a name, and if he's not ready to disclose that type of information, then hey, you know, it's
I'm
not
sure that happened over like 20 years ago. Over 20 years ago.
It don't really.
How long Richard Pryor been going? So I don't know how long it would take for you to want to disclose something. I mean,
And it's funny.
It's a perfect era for you to want to disclose something.
It's kind of funny
That's
because
why it's like a little-
this shit trickles back. So what Dave Chappelle was saying, you know, I found something on you. I'm coming for you, duh.
Yeah.
You know, and it's like it's literally it goes in sync with exactly what Dave Chappelle was saying on that stand-up. You know,
Like I said, we live in an era where, you know, if something happens to you, this is your time now to speak on it. But the fact that he didn't give names, but he said he wasn't molested, then that kind of makes me like, you get what I'm saying?
Yeah, like
I
hearing
don't
about
know
it.
how, you get what I'm saying, true that. You feel what I'm saying?
it's like one of the
How-
things like it's not it don't have that much buzz about it. People talk about it, so I was molested. When it's more and more and more buzz, now possibly I might say something because it can somehow generate something to me.
But I don't even think it's about that. Like, I really, some people just really don't care about the buzz. That's what it is. Like, some people just, you know, that shit don't matter to some people. Like, they don't really care about how many clicks. Like I said, it's acceptable now. It's acceptable now for people to come out. Yeah, this person raped me. Yeah, Terry Crews, one of the biggest motherfuckers like ever. Niggas like Indio Hawk and them, like Brawler nigga came out and said, yeah, this man touched me.
And your hot said that?
No, you buff.
I'm about to say,
I said Terry Crews.
Oh,
he's,
yeah.
he's big, like
Big
a
like
buff.
that.
He's a
Yeah.
buff ass dude,
Yeah.
like Indio Hawk and them. And he came out and said, yo, a guy touched me. You know what I'm saying? And that's it. Fucking giant dude. Like, but it's acceptable now. Like, you can, you know what I'm saying? You can disclose information like that, and people will feel no type of way about you. Plus, on top of that, like I said, Paul Mooney has no steam. I don't think he has any power anywhere, anything like that. You get what I'm saying? He's just this figure, you know, a legendary figure. That's it. I don't think he holds any power. He's not pulling strings. He can't do anything like that. Like I said, he's just a figure. So, him wanting to, you know, put Paul Mooney's name out there, anything like that, I don't think that would have done anything. But the fact that he's not saying names, anything like that, I think that's, you know, I don't know how accurate that is. So I guess on some more somber news on Mac Miller.
Rest in peace.
Alleged, yeah, rest in peace. I think it was a 1 year anniversary too that he passed. There was a 1 year anniversary that X passed too. It's like it's super weird in these streets, man. But yeah, I think they actually found the guy that actually sold him the drugs. Yeah, like a text message, you know, conversation that they pulled up that I was reading earlier, just a small part of it. Yeah, so I guess they're actually moving in on him now. I'm about to charge him.
Probably some white kid from the birds.
He was definitely from Hollywood Hills, so yeah, but it's crazy, man.
It's kind of
How do you feel
sickening,
about
man.
that?
How I feel about
What kind of drug was it?
They said it was fentanyl. Fentanyl was what's been killing a lot of people. You know what I'm saying? It was I guess he was ordering pills. He wanted pills. He asked for a ball, which is like cocaine. He asked for some other stuff like some perks, and you know, you guys should read the text message, but you know, it's like he asked for some drugs. I guess it was from a dude that he knew about. Then he hit him up like, yo, like the same way I hit Ryan about when they hit see him in a minute. Like, yo, like with a bunch of O's and stuff like that. Don't read it though if you pull it up. But the same way I was like, yo, you get what I'm saying? Like he hit him up like that. Like obviously he obviously knew the guy. You know, probably had some trust in the guy. And he asked for some pills and stuff like that. And the pills was released. You know?
I think the sickest part is like what's going through somebody's head when they are doing shit like that, releasing something like that.
I don't know. The thing is, like, I don't.
Sometimes things happen accidentally,
But not.
Nah.
but
to me,
it
like,
just
I don't. How can I put it? I don't know if like somebody hit him up out of the blue. He was, to me, it seems like he was the guy where he can get large amounts of shit, and he was getting it from people. That's what it seems like to me. The dude was like, "Yo," he said, "Yo, do you have such and such?" The guy said, "Yo, I don't have it now, but I can get it." You feel what I'm saying? So it seems like he wasn't actually getting, in a sense where everybody wants to say the plug, right? Where was getting shit from somebody and somebody else had. You get what I'm saying? Like, I guess you can like bulk order shit from somebody. I don't know how the drug thing works, so I guess you can like bulk order stuff from somebody, and that person took them the drug. So, you know, it's a crazy black market. But I don't think the intent was for them to kill him. Like, you get what I'm saying? Like, especially a nigga that just hit you up like, yo, what's up? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I need.
It could have been a setup.
Setup? What you mean? I don't. How is it a setup? I don't know.
It could have been. It could have been a setup.
Why you feel like it's a setup?
I'm just being optimistic here.
No, but I'm saying you gotta have what's name behind what you said.
I'm about to say it. Anyway, it could have been a setup because, you know, sometimes like Mac Miller obviously was a public figure. You know, he was an artist. You feel me? You know, he was an artist. Let's just say that. Maybe, you know, somebody, wherever he got the dude got the drugs from, maybe that person didn't like Mac.
I doubt that person.
It could be like that.
I doubt that person probably even disclosed the fact that
they're selling. Niggas don't disclose who they selling art to. Not for a fact they're not about to disclose who they selling drugs.
But it's an artist.
But only why I say that is because if I'm supplying this man and I go to him for it, I'm not going to tell him who it is because now he can become that connect because I don't got it. I know he got it. So now he can cut me out of it, and now it's just them two. So
I don't know the streets.
What I think happened is that other person had, of course, he had it anyway, so he got it to him. And he gave it to him. He didn't know what was going on. He didn't know he was selling it to. So it was like, here. Now, this is just allegedly, but, you know, we don't know what exactly happened. That guy could have been lacing his junk the whole time.
He probably could have been lacing shit to stretch out product.
Exactly.
You never know.
Because sometimes lace don't come from a specific thing. They come from a concoction of things.
Yeah.
Because you are trying to step on it and make it longer than what that's supposed to be. Because it's not the same anymore.
But they are inserting fentanyl in it. And fentanyl is like the number one killer from a lot of people. Like, especially, I'm sure, like, if you heard about somebody ODing in the past, or ODing, like, you know, within like the past 2-3 years from now, most likely it was fentanyl.
You got the Narcan, though. It comes back.
The what?
Narcan.
What do you mean?
Narcan is like a nasal spray.
Oh, nasal spray. Oh, but that's like been like the number one thing. I forgot how much they say can kill you. Like a small dose of it can kill you. You know what I'm saying? These people are lacing shit with that, so it's like it's weird. It's like it's some weird shit. We both work in pharmacy, so we know how that goes.
Man, that goes back to say, man, something that everybody stay the fuck away from drugs. That's my man Dave Chappelle said, stay away from drugs, man.
But I don't think it's that simple for some people.
It's not because some people actually have mental illnesses that's happening. You know, like, so a lot of these things just kind of suppress their feelings and shit like that, kind of help them throughout the day. You know, but then that's why we as people, not just people, but
we need to help each other.
To even magnify us as black people, we need to talk to someone.
It's not because Mac is not black.
No.
Everybody.
I think it's just everybody.
I said that everybody, but also, you know, and I said to magnify it, to even bring it closer to home, us as black people also. Because I feel like we are a group who don't engage in that, especially us as men, us as black men. We feel like when shit happens, all right, well, I'm a man to deal with it.
I don't think it's necessarily towards like, and I don't want to just put it off on us because I don't want to make it like we're the only people that's like fucked up. It's like the culture. It's a lot of people out there that's fucked up. And first of all, pills is not our thing. Like black people don't. That's not pills are not our thing. You know what I'm saying? That's not what people run to. You know what I'm saying? That's not what black people run to. So I don't think it's. You know, like I said, it's this lady that comes to the pharmacy all the time, right? You know, I ain't gonna get in trouble because I ain't disclosing information or anything like that, but it's a lady that comes to the pharmacy all the time, and she's trying to get controlled substances that's monitored by the government. And she's like, oh, my ankle hurts, this and that. It's like, yeah, we don't give a fuck about your ankle. You know what I'm saying? We're just not trying to lose our licenses by selling you this shit. Like, we giving you a dosage. This dose is supposed to last you a certain amount of time. You get what I'm saying? And you're bugging the fuck out. Like, you get what I'm saying? You think we're gonna give you more? Fuck no, go down the street.
Go ask your doctor.
We'll lose that. These niggas will lose that prescription. You get what I'm saying? They'll lose that script. You don't have to come to our pharmacy no more. I'm not losing my fucking license over giving you extra. This shit is controlled. So it's a lot deeper than, you know what I'm saying? Just, this shit is controlled, bro. It's deeper than that.
Like Oxycontin, right?
Yeah, I think that's what he wanted. That's actually, I think that's what he wanted. He was setting them up. You know? And the crazy part is, I mean.
No, he was enough for lean, actually.
Huh?
He wanted lean, actually.
He wanted lean, he wanted a ball. A ball was cocaine, and he wanted some other
I'm not going to read the whole thing, but he said all good. You don't have lean on you.
Then what else? He put perks.
And then he put perks.
And then he said something, nigga said, yo, I fucked with those.
No, the guy said too, he said, I can get a yellow and blues. So that's...
He said, I got some shit, nigga. See, I fucks with those. You know what I'm saying? Like, I need those. You know what I'm saying? I need 10 of those.
Also, to go back to your point, I wasn't saying that, like, we're the only one dealing with problems. I say we're the only one that doesn't speak about our problems. It seems like it's like a cowardly thing to speak about your problems in our community.
See, I don't even put ownership on the person itself, because like I said, a lot of sick people don't. Sometimes when you're sick, you don't realize that you're sick. It's kind of hard to self-diagnose yourself. Like people don't try to have that introspective view of yourself. Like people don't know that they're sick sometimes, but people around you know that you're sick. So I think it's people that's around people need to do their due diligence and make sure these people are okay. Like we mentioned before about wellness checks.
Right.
Like you know what I'm saying? Like niggas need to make sure you're okay. He wasn't when he was inside that crib. Niggas tried to clean the crib up. They tried to clean the crib up before they called the cops, bro. Like, if you gotta do shit like that, you shouldn't be doing it. Period. No matter what it is. Niggas shouldn't be around you doing no shit like that. I'm not about to sit there and watch you self-destruct. It's not happening. I don't give a fuck about no money, no anything, bro. You know what I'm saying? I'm not about to sit, you're not about to self-destruct on my time.
But that's the thing. I don't think people, like, honestly, I feel like a sick person, you got two sick people in a room. Who the fuck gonna help who?
No,
both of these people are literally. I'm gonna check it back. I'm gonna check it back. I'm gonna check it back. I'm gonna check it back to the. I'm gonna speak on the hood. Right. So we know of 3 people that's in the hood right now that are battling to see how many perks they can take. We know this shit, bro. We know that for a fact. If you take too many Advil, that'd be your last fucking headache. Let alone letting somebody take 6 perks because you want to see who the fuck take the most perks. Yeah. And it's sick. It's not funny, but it's sick.
I'm not laughing
people
at that.
do this shit. He know that. Yo,
shit that people do.
That's my thing. So my thing is this. I'm in a car with somebody I know for a fact he's taking perks. This nigga, he's mentally sick. But he's not physically impaired that he should be taking all these perks.
That's a different topic though. Because I don't think that's sick. I don't think that's sickness at all. Because you physically aware, you're mentally aware of what you're doing. I don't think that's sick at all.
Why are people doing it?
But when you relying on something,
some
like when you try sobriety, and the shit just don't work for you, and you have to keep relying, that's sickness.
But think
a lot of these niggas haven't tried sobriety.
But bro, that's what I'm saying. They don't know. Most of niggas been smoking and taking perks for so long that they don't even. You don't even label it as an addict. Why? Because we see niggas every day smoke weed. We don't go to somebody, bro, you an addict. He don't say he an addict. He just smoke. Oh no, I just smoke. It ain't until that shit, that actual fix is taken away that they realize like, oh shit, like, oh wow. So a lot of people who walk in, they don't know that they're sick. Why? Because my man getting help the same thing, you getting help the same thing. We chilling. We just want perks. I forgot to spit that. No. You know, we just want perks. So it's like until somebody sit down, that's normal. One of us that be like, yo, this shit ain't normal.
You don't think it's
what's
normal?
Wrong with you
don't think there's normal people around?
But when I tell you,
I'm talking about.
You know why? Because it's awkward.
But in Mac's case is a little different. Here you have a public figure, a well-known figure, who's a moneymaker, and you have people around him. A lot of people there at that party or whatever that get together that he was doing. A lot of them niggas there, I can bet money on it that they don't do drugs.
But think about it, dude. Whenever
I can bet money on it that they don't do drugs.
Bro, when those niggas was doing all those things, it wasn't randoms in that room either. A lot of these niggas, don't get me wrong.
That's the point I'm trying to make is that it's not always sick people around sick people, bro. It's niggas in it that was taking advantage of certain situations.
Oh hell yeah! I was speaking also in that.
I'm trying to get
me. I was speaking in a like not even just a rap term. I was speaking in like being sick in general, not just a Miller's case. I'm talking about any case, a case where a regular person is actually like doing those same things. In Mac's situation, he got a manager who wasn't doing that. He got all these people, but unfortunately,
in all these cases you hear about like these people, like even Lil Peep situations.
Yeah.
Same thing with the pills. Same thing, fentanyl. You know what I'm saying? So, and everybody in the bus is doing it. You know what I'm saying? It's niggas around and you hear from the parents that speak about it. Like, yo, it was people that was around just leeches.
Mm-hmm.
So you think it's not everybody there doing drugs. It's not that type of party. You know what I'm saying? It's one person. Let me supply this person with this shit. He got his shit. He happy. I'm cool. I'm just saying. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly, because they want to be a part of the crew. So
everybody want to fit in.
And because they want to be a part of the crew, they're not gonna tell you that you're doing something wrong.
I think it's a money thing. I don't even give a fuck about being a part of the crew. Niggas just want money.
But true, either way you look at it,
it's like working in a job, right? It's like you're working in a job and shit like that. And you see wrong being done every day. How many people do y'all know? And even y'all don't got to say it publicly, but
Right.
how many people y'all know would stand up, put their job on the line, and stand up for a cause? Not that many.
Not that many people.
Not that many. You know what I'm saying?
I see
And that's
that every
gonna go
day.
back to it.
I see that every day.
But
at my
those
job,
niggas
you know?
are worse than the actual addicts. Those are niggas that they are 10 times worse.
But I think that's the issue. That's what I'm saying. That was my
Yeah,
point. I
niggas
think
is
that's the
over.
issue.
That's why, and I go back to something that I mentioned episodes back. You know, we need to have people around us that got our best interests at
That's what I'm
heart.
saying, yeah,
Of course.
Motherfuckers need to do that. I'm sorry, but if you don't got my best interests at heart, don't be around me.
Mm-hmm.
Don't be around me. Don't come around me. I don't want you near me. If you don't have my best interests. And the realization is, I think that's why a lot of people don't hang around me no more. Because realization is look, end of the day, if I dislike or whatever, I still want I'm there for your best interest.
Yeah.
You get me? I want you to do the right fucking things. So if I feel like you're doing something that in a way isn't the right thing, I'm gonna vocalize that shit.
Mm-hmm.
That's why people are distant, themselves away from me, especially when they doing the wrong things.
Yeah.
And honestly, that's okay. I'm okay with that. You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, like, we gotta have people around us that want, you know, that have our best interest at heart. You know, and I think we gotta do a better job at it.
Of
How
course.
you feel about the timing though? Like, just made a year that he passed away, and you know they finally.
I feel like
About the movement.
when it comes to that, like, I feel like ain't no time frame that he need, like, things just happen at that time. That's how I feel, you know.
Mm.
I personally don't have a crazy connection to it, you know what I mean. But to taper it to a situation that's, I would say, that's common, that has been commonly happening. At least we can have some type of closure. Because still, to like Little Peep's case, there is no closure to him. You know what I mean? Like, he was laced.
Mm-hmm.
Yet there's no closure to that. So as
long
long as we
I
can get
found the
close to
internet
that,
the
okay.
person that had allegedly leased it, but I didn't hear too much about it.
Yeah, I mean, and then you know, it's just sad, man.
So like he was like a superstar, so that's why I think his case is like, you know, getting like, you know.
And not to say that I don't care about what happened to him. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying more so of we're now getting closure. I'm okay with that. As long as we can get closure to a case, like, you know, put somebody behind bars for doing something to somebody that was such a good
Word.
fucking person.
Y'all listen to his
I don't know him personally as a good person.
You
but-
listen to his last album?
No.
I mean, but you listen to Schoolboy Q, like you.
That's what I mean.
Schoolboy
When I-
Q spoke nothing but praises.
And then the crazy
Everybody
thing
that we
about-
heard spoke nothing about praises of, you know, of not.
And then the crazy
You know what I'm
thing
saying?
is, when I see somebody like Schoolboy, who's from the streets, who's from this different world that Mac is not from, for him to shed light on Mac the way he did, and even to the point it broke down, you know, and actually cried tears, like to the point he almost had to stop the interview, like, you're like, wait, and Charlamagne like, nah, it's okay, bro, like, it's okay. You know, for him to actually shed tears, it was something different. I'm like, it was something different there for him, you know? You know what I mean? So it made you kind of get to pay attention a little bit more. You know, like, this guy isn't just a artist. This guy is really genuinely a friend to people, and like, he's a really good fucking person. You know, like I said, I don't know him personally, but to see somebody that's from the gutter, to even sit there and have a conversation about this white boy that's probably from, I don't know where he's from, but
I think he's from Pittsburgh, I believe.
from Pittsburgh, to even shed light on him the way he did, I'm like, all right, cool. Like, it's definitely something there. You know what I mean? So, condolence out to the family, although I know it's a year later, but still, you know what I mean? Like, it's still a hard pill to swallow when you lose a family member.
See, and I remember back in the sickness, we're going to get off of this thing, because I don't want to. But I remember I was watching an interview with Wiz Khalifa, because Wiz Khalifa and Mac Miller both, they was buzzing at the same time, and they both, I think they both came from Pittsburgh. Well, one of them came from a different, you know, I think they both came from Pittsburgh though. But I know Wiz Khalifa, they had spoke about him, because they was like together heavy. And people, they was both signed to Rostam Records, and all that stuff like that. So I think at Breakfast Club, they asked Wiz Khalifa, it was like, have you spoken to Mac? He said, nah. He said, nah. He didn't have, like, it wasn't like a great exchange, you know, back and forth with them, but he was like, nah, I don't speak to niggas I can't get through to. You know, that was the last listening, and now I guess I was like, you know, I don't know, it's just weird. You know, so obviously Mac was sick and needed some help, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But even I think Ariana Grande said it. She was like, "Oh, he was sick. Like, he needed help." And I tried to stick around for so long, but you just can't do it. You feel what I'm saying? So it's a little weird.
And just so we can get off the topic, because I feel like we actually really feeling it.
Oh
now.
yeah, but
I would like to say before anything, like, we need to do better with like identifying when we see people that are sick. We need to do a better job of acknowledging it and also helping these people.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Man, just treat people kind, man. Like,
That's it.
anytime
Simple.
you come past somebody, ask them how they doing, stranger or not, bro. Like, just extend a hand. Like,
Hey,
ask niggas
how you
they
doing? That's it. That's
You
all
feel
it
what I'm
takes.
Like, I got a great story. I was going to work, 5:30 a.m. I'm trying to go to quick check and get a nice little
Sandwich.
Nah, 5:30 a.m. You bugging.
Coffee.
Hitting,
I was going to get some pumpkin decaf coffee.
Oh, yo,
You
you know
feel what I'm
what's
saying? So yeah,
fall is here, boy.
I'm a fall type of dude. You feel what I'm saying?
Flannels. Carry on.
October's very own. You feel me? So I'm driving and it's a guy. He's like he's parked, but he got his right signal on and he's parked and he's outside his car and he puts his hand up like this. I'm looking, what the fuck is he putting his hand up for me? I'm not trying to turn. My nigga, the light was red. Close it, don't turn on red, dummy. I'm not about to turn, so I'm still in the back of him. So then he goes to the front. He goes to his car. He pops the trunk. He goes to the back of his trunk. He puts his hand up again. So he gets something out of the trunk and he comes walking up to me. So keep in mind, I was in this situation before when I was going to New York and I felt like two niggas tried to rob me. When my dumb ass hopped out of the car trying to extend the hand. You know what I'm saying? Niggas tried to rob me and I was able to hop in the car and get away. So I'm thinking the same situation again. I'm like, yo, what the fuck? Like, it's a great morning. It's 5:30 in the morning. I'm in Harrison right now. Like, who the fuck would have thought? And it's like this, this Middle Eastern guy walking up to me. So he comes up to me. He says, "Oh, can you give me a jump?" I'm like, "Oh, I'm a fucking guy." Once again, the nigga want to jump. Like, it's always these niggas wanting jumps. I'm like, all right, cool. I said, yo, my hood of my car doesn't really open sometimes. You know how tough it is for me to open my hood. I'm like, yo, my hood doesn't really open. He's, oh, yeah, just give me a jump. So, all right, cool. So I'm pulling up. You know what I'm saying? Once again, I got in my mind, I'm like, yo, I could just make this quick right turn and just haul ass and just go to work. You feel what I'm saying? I'm like, let me just help this nigga out. Let me just take my chances. It is what it is. If it ends like this, then you get what I'm saying, it ends like this. I try to help somebody. So, hop out of the car, pop my trunk, pop my hood, and I went to the front. You wouldn't believe this shit opened right up. Shit opened right up, bro. Opened right up. Gave him a jump or whatever, and nigga shook my hand firm. Thank you, man. I appreciate that, man. Helped me out a lot. So no problem. Packed it up. Took on, man. You know what I'm saying? So no matter how many bad situations you come through in life, like it's always like still good people out there. You just gotta give them a chance. And shit was crazy. Like
So sometimes you gotta change your circle too. Sometimes you realize that everybody isn't for you, man.
Of course.
And it is okay to separate yourself. You know what I mean? It's okay to not be a part of the crew. You know what I mean? Like, it's okay to be yourself. And I think a lot of times, like, we, not just as a people, but we as a whole, we get caught up in this, we get caught up in the thing where, we want to be liked. So a lot of times we put ourselves in bad situations. But like I said, at the end of the day, man, you see somebody sick, man, you see somebody that is doing the wrong, sometimes you got to call them out on it, man. Not only call them out on it, but give them alternatives, man. Like, show them the way. Show them the way. That's it.
Yeah, it's like I'm sorry. Finish. It's like, alright, for instance, like right now, like I know a lot of people that may know me that's so close to me. Like, I don't really have the best rapport right now with my siblings. Well, my older siblings. Let me just say that. And the reason is being that me personally, like, there's certain things that I notice about them that I personally just. I don't agree with. I don't agree with their lifestyle. I don't agree with certain decisions that they make. So before I was a little bit more timid to not, I'm not say timid, let's say I was more hesitant to not speak about the things that they do or the things that they'll say or, their lifestyle decisions. But it's like now, well, like I want to say like starting last year, I actually voiced my opinions on some things, and now they don't even talk to me. And it's fine. Like, I don't mind it. It is what it is, because at this point, I don't really want to deal with no drama or anything like that. I got a lot on my plate right now. But I voiced my opinion about, the things that they're doing, and, like, I ain't trying to come at, like, I wasn't, like, trying to come at them crazy, like, you this, you that, you ain't this, you ain't never gonna be, I'm not that kind of person. I'm gonna let you know, like, look, this is what you're doing, and I think the best thing for you to do is to fix that. Like, stop doing that. That's not cool. Like, and here's a way that you can stop doing that, or here's a way that you can fix the situation. But because they're my older siblings, of course they don't want to listen to me, because they look at me like, what you talking about, little girl, you don't know what you're talking about, and I I guess they try to take it as like I see myself as being better than them, but I'm better than no one. You know what I'm saying? I try to move in life the way that I think that it's supposed to be done. You know what I'm saying? And try to have better opportunities for myself. And I want to see all my friends, my family, everybody succeed. I want to see everybody winning. You know what I'm saying? I don't never want to see nobody on a downfall or try to kick anybody when they down or anything like that. But if I see that you're doing certain things, like, come on. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to let you know. Now, regardless of the fact that you're older than me or, you know, you may have less than me or anything, I'm not trying to make myself bigger and better than anybody. I'm not. You wouldn't even know the half of my struggle. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, sometimes people don't want to hear it, but I think you need to voice your opinion and let them hear it anyway. Even if it takes for them not to talk to you ever again, or they may not talk to you for a couple of months or a year or whatever, eventually they'll come back around. When they're ready to come back around, they're going to always remember what you said to them, because that's the reason why they mad at you. They're going to always remember what you said to them. So at the end of the day, that's in their head. And they're going to constantly think about that. And when they go do that same thing again, they're going to be like, yo, she was right. Or he was right. You know what I'm saying? Let me, you know, maybe I shouldn't do that. Because last time I did it created this problem for me. You know what I'm saying? So sometimes, like, you know, like they both said, like D and Ross said, definitely voice your opinion. Say something. Like, you see people, you know, that need help. No, like.
No, when it comes to when it comes to a certain situation like that.
Certain situation.
Yeah, where people need help. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But with that being said, you know what I mean? Thank y'all for tuning in, man. Like, keep liking, subscribing,
Commenting.
you know, on YouTube.
Yeah, let's check out Mac album or that last album they released.
Nah.
No.
That's a really good listen to. It's like it was really, really good album.
Oh no, I'm about to rap it. You know, I don't mind
super,
rapping.
like, super nice. Like it's like doing a lot of singing up there a little bit. You got one of them instrumentals.
He was creative for sure.
Instrumentation's going.
Yeah,
I don't know he played
instruments.
but he got like a lot of instruments going up the instrument. You know, it's a good album though. You guys should take a listen to it. It's like really good. Now, I remember bumping this album like religiously, like before he passed away. Like I wasn't a huge Nike fan, you know what I'm saying? Because I just wasn't. I just, you know, but he could rap, and I love rapper, and he could actually rap or whatever. But I just wasn't a huge fan of him. But that last album was crazy.
You gotta rock it, gotta try it.
Alright. Well.
Appreciate you guys, man. Like, subscribe, you know, do whatever y'all want to do. We back, you know.
We rock it.